Hey guys, I am doing a bunch of these videos where I answer the most common questions that we get as a handyman business that does over 100 grand a month. The question today that I want to answer is how much can you actually charge, right? Every time I see a handyman video where somebody says, I do $1,000 a day, or I do $5,000 a day, or I charge $100 an hour, I charge $50 an hour, right? There's always arguments in the comments of people saying, no, you can't charge $100 an hour, or if you charge $50 an hour, you can't make money doing that. Here's our experience. We started this from scratch, right? So when we very first began, we did a few $100s a day in revenue, and now we do over 100 grand a month. And so the other side is whenever I post a video with revenue numbers, people always say, BS, that's not true. You guys can't possibly be doing that. We do. I don't know what else to say. These are our invoices. I believe in being really transparent. I think it helps the entire industry. It helps everybody become better if we can share information and how we're succeeding and things that we struggle with. That's why I am always transparent with this kind of stuff. Right, so these are invoices for today. Y'all are about to find out that I'm real bad at mental math. June 3rd, what is this? This is like 1,000. That's like 2,000. That's like 3,000 combined, maybe a little over 3 grand for today. Day's not over. We'll probably still send out a few $100s of invoices. June 2nd, we got a good amount of invoices out yesterday. So that's like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. That would be 4,000. That's 5, 6. So like over 6,000 yesterday, right? We're doing a decent amount of revenue here. People also always ask, I guess this isn't fully on topic, but they always ask where we get our revenue from. We get it from all over the place, right? I'm gonna have to blur out some of this contact info here. This one came from local service ads. Local service ads is a really good source for us. It's easy to set local service ads up. It's hard to make them profitable because you need to have a good Google business profile and good systems. But that came from local service ads. I'm gonna pick a couple random ones here. Natasha, 125 bucks. That was from our call from our website. Let's see if I can find a bigger one. 1,200. Chuck, where'd you come from, Chuck? That's local service ads also. Our sources are, we run Facebook ads, we run Google local service ads, we run Google search ads. We probably spent a couple $100,000 on ads, which I cover in another video, our top performing ads. To answer the question, how much can you charge? Why do people always argue about this? The answer is a little bit nuanced because when we started out, we were charging, I can't remember if it was $55 or $65 an hour. And we had plenty of business, lots of referral business. When we realized, oh, it's actually totally okay. You can make good money as a solo operator, maybe having 2 people charging those dollar amounts, right? You can make over 100 grand a year doing that. You can have a markup on materials and have your operational costs, your marketing costs and stuff like that, and still net over 100 grand a year. Okay, you can do that. If you are trying to scale, if you are trying to charge those higher dollar amounts, there are some more costs associated with that. In our opinion, in our experience, those things were worth it. And I'll explain what I mean by that. When we started upping our prices, 2 things happened. One, we would get pushback. We'd very rarely get these comments, but we would get them sometimes, of people saying, hey, the guy that came up to my house to do the work wasn't in a branded vehicle. He was wearing a regular t-shirt. Is that normal? Right? That's a question we would get when we were trying to charge higher dollar amounts. The other thing that would happen often is if you are saying, hey, I'm $55 an hour. There is an expectation for a lot of people for things to be very casual, right? Like we would send out a text message from our personal phone saying, hey, you can Venmo me your bill, or you can Cash App me the bill or whatever, right? That's how you can pay. We realized really quickly when you charge higher dollar amounts, basically the trade there is some clientele say, I want this to be smooth and easy and the expectations to be clear and met and to have no casualness, no confusion. And for that, I'll pay $115 an hour, right? So when we started to have all of our guys wear shirts, we got branded stuff. We've got hats and shirts. Our guys wear tan pants. When we were in the field, we were wearing tan pants and company shirts. We had systems that we put in place that would automate an appointment reminder, which looks and feels really professional, right? Meeting those expectations really well. So the whole flow became different in order to cater to the clientele that was willing to pay $115 an hour. So the other thing that happened is as we started to raise our prices, we lost clients. We had clients that were kind of frustrated and they said, hey, this is crazy. You guys, when we started, you were $55 an hour and now you're charging $85 an hour, right? And we incrementally went up from, I think it was 55 to 115 is our base now. We lost clients. That was a bummer, right? That wasn't what we wanted to do. But what happened is the clients that we lost also gave us access when we started dialing our systems in, sending professional estimates and invoices and appointment reminders and having a phone system that was easy to call into and somebody could leave a voicemail or press 2 to go to a certain person in our company. When all that stuff got more professional, we had a different clientele that was open to us. And this is just our experience. That clientele is way easier to work with, like way easier to work with. And we have better margin on our stuff, right? So we are about the most expensive handyman in our area. And we do over 100 grand a month, right? There's plenty of clients for us. So it is kind of nuanced, right? We've talked to guys. I've specifically talked to guys that said, hey, I raised my prices and all my business dried up. And I go, okay, are you still getting referrals? And they go, no, right? My referrals kind of stopped because I was charging 55 and now I'm charging 85. And I go, okay, do you have company shirts and a hat? Do you look professional? Are you in something consistent? Are you wearing tan pants and brown boots every time you show up, or black pants or jeans or whatever, right? Doesn't matter. Just be consistent, look professional. And normally the answer is no. I need to get that stuff, right? And then the next question is, do you have systems in place that make it really smooth? Because when you work with a clientele that wants to pay $115 an hour, the expectations are higher. And if you do not have things like a official estimate that gets sent for ours, we built a whole system around this, and that's the other part of what we do. But it looks professional when we send a text and email to a link with a nice looking estimate. That estimate they can accept. They can click a button and accept it, and they get a notification, that the estimate has been accepted. Right? That all feels professional. When an appointment is booked, there's a text message that comes out and says, hey, here's the time and date of your appointment. We look forward to seeing you. That all feels professional. Invoices are the same thing, right? All these different tools that make you look and feel professional. It elevates the experience that you're giving your clients, and you have access to clients that are willing to pay that higher dollar amount. So there are guys that I know that charge the $55 an hour, and they do great, and they love it, and have a good career. They, based on where they're at and the systems that they have to keep expenses low, they cannot charge $115 an hour, right? That's not going to work. Then you have guys that say, hey, let's get all my systems dialed in, have good, strong marketing channels, right? Which a lot of the marketing has to do with how good your systems are. In fact, again, this is in another video that I cover, but the majority of how effective your ads are has to do with how good your systems are, not how good the ads are. The ads are the easier part. But when you have all those things together, you can charge the higher dollar amounts. And so if you guys don't know, the reason that we do these videos is I do two things, right? I have Fulcrum Handyman Agency, which is an agency that helps handyman businesses go from a handyman job, which is typically one person, maybe two people, into a full business. We help businesses do that through 4 different stages. I have other videos on that. You can look at our website at fulcrumagency.io. And then I am also one of 3 partners in a handyman business, Bell Handyman, that is out of South Texas, where we do over 100 grand a month as a handyman, and where we just share these videos as free resources to help handymen improve their businesses, improve their lifestyle, get more schedule flexibility, more financial stability. And that's what we do. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If it was, please like the video, comment on it, always helps. Share it with people who you think would be helpful, who would be helpful too. And see you guys next time.